Hi, it's Lynn from LynnieCDesigns. Thank you for joining me today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in West Sussex in the UK, and I'm coming on to make another version of this card. This is going to be my entry into this week's Global Design Project Challenge, which is a colour challenge. So I've got a standard A6 base in Magenta Madness. So the colours are Misty Moonlight, Magenta Madness and Mango Melody. 2 pieces of basic white, and they measure 10.2 by 14.5. A piece of vellum, and this measures, what does that measure? 8.5 by 12.8. And then I've got a piece of basic white here, and this is the bit that I'm going to be using one of the decorative masks on. So I am using the Plenty Patterns masks that are in the annual catalogue. This is the one that I used the last time. You've got 4 masks. That's quite random. I like that, but I'm going to use this one. I've got my blending brushes. What I'm going to do, actually, I've laminated a grid sheet, and I'm going to pop that down on there. This is wipeable now. Saves my grid paper. I'm just going to use some tape to secure those corners down. Now I'm not worrying whether I'm going to go over the corners, because I'm going to cut down this white piece. There we go, but that just holds that and the cardstock secure while I do my blending. I show you what I did here. So I did this one, and then I cut down a strip so that the inside matches the front, which I thought I rather liked. So I'm going to start with Mango Melody. Load up my brush, and it's such a bright colour, this. And I kind of want to have a gradiated effect, so I'm not going to add any more colour at this stage. And you can see it goes from dark to light. Fabulous. Now I've got Magenta Madness, and again this is another very vibrant colour. But I'm going to start this one sort of here. And then I'm going to go down to the yellow. So you've got the dark bit in the centre and it going paler there and there. And I may come back and add more colour. And then we've got the Misty Moonlight at the top. And again, I'm going to do the darker colour at the top. Make sure I get enough ink on there. I'm going a bit lighter down here so that it's more gradiated. I want it a bit darker at the top. That's lovely. So that's all that blending done, and before I remove it completely, I'm just going to double check. Let's see if I can get these up. Can't get them up easily. Just double check, see what that looks like, if we're happy with it. And I do. So I like that. That's softer than the other one, so let me just move that out of the way. And I'm going to bring my trimmer in, and I want to cut that piece down. I'm just going to trim off that edge there. And I want this to be, let's have a look, take that there. So I want it to be, that's 15.5, 14.2. Take off this edge here as well. We don't need that bit. Let's have a look. That is 10.2, so I'm going to do that 3 millimeters shorter at 9.9. That is going to layer up there. So I like that. And then I just want an inch on the inside, so I'm going to pop that to an inch here. And then I've still got another bit which I could put on the envelope if I wanted to. I'm happy with that. Dog's woken up. Oh dear, listen to him. So let's put this together. He's such a nutcase. He brings us a lot of joy though. I shared pictures of him when he was a puppy over on my blog. I'm not sure if I've shared any recent ones. He hasn't changed an awful lot. He's still a little diddy, so that's nice on that. Now I went ahead and I've already die cut 3 of the butterflies from Brilliant Wings, which is a die set in the annual catalogue. I'm going to add some of the gilded flakes onto the edges of those wings, and I've also ahead of time die cut some wording using the Amazing Thanks dies. I love the fact that it's got the shadow, so I've used Misty Moonlight for the shadow and Basic White for the words. Now I have put some adhesive sheets on the Basic White just because I find it easier to peel that off, and then that makes it easier rather than getting glue everywhere. Stick that on there. We've got one bit that hasn't popped out there. Position it and then press it down. You just have to do this a little bit delicately so it doesn't warp the word too much. You can see it pulls. It's a great adhesive. I'm going to do this one gently. and kind of manipulate it into position. Before you press it down too firmly. I can hear the dog. He's distracting me outside the craft room. There we go. That is amazing. I love that. That's my inch. So I'm going to get, this is one of the ways you can add gilded leaves. Now, I'm not going, this time on this one I added colour to the butterfly, but this time just for to keep it quite quick, I'm gonna do that. And then with the just gonna add the glue like that. Once I've applied the glue, I'm just going to leave it to dry a little bit, because you want the glue tacky. I'm trying to do this without moving the butterfly too much. You want it spread quite thinly, you don't want it too much. So this is one of those cases where less is more. So I'm going to move those out of the way. There's a little bit of excess there, not much. Okay, let's set that off to one side, and while that's drying I'm going to add this bit to the inside, and then actually we can glue that into the card. Now I'm going to leave that so it leaves just a little thin border down that side there. And pop that inside. Nice pink border round, and I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight ink again for the sentiment. Now I love this, but I want to mask off one word. Pop that, and it says, "Thanks for brightening up my day." And that's not something I would say, but "thank you for brightening my day" is something I would say. So I'm going to pop that on there. Perfect. Thanks for brightening my day. And then I'm going to pop this on there while I'm just to give that more time to dry and become tacky. It's really pretty, that stencil, that mask, that stencil. I've got some gilding flakes in here, and I find that's really a good way of storing. Bring back my butterflies, and I'm just going to dip those wings take off a little bit of the excess. The flakes can go everywhere. And then I've got an old brush. I'm just going to brush off more of that excess there. And you can use a sponge, a makeup sponge. I just find that this helps. Try not to waft about too much because it will end up everywhere. I'm just going to carry on just taking off a little bit more of the excess with my fingers. You do end up with gold everywhere though. I'm just going to take my paper piercer . Just make sure . Lovely. Yeah. It's where I think that there's a little bit too much, or if it's covering a hole in the wings, and we can just pop it through there. And just tap it down. There we go. Just a very little amount on the tips of those butterflies. It just gives a little extra. And carefully pop that back in there. And put that off to one side. Let's make sure I've got rid of all the excess. So let's bring in that vellum piece and work out. So I thought what I would do actually do it slightly different, and then have that one there. So pop some glue under, stick these down first. We'll just put a little bit of glue down that front bit in the middle of the body. Being careful not to put too much, and that's the beauty of this glue. It will dry clear, but you really don't need an awful lot to make it stick. I'm going to pop that there, and then that little one can go. Let's take that excess bit off. I always do it. I always pick up something that's running out. So we can now flip that over, and this is where we can add the glue to stick this to the card base. I'm going to pop a little bit there, a little bit there, and a little bit there. Make sure that that is where we want it. Gently press that down. And then, like before, I'm going to use the favourites from the mini catalogue, these iridescent rhinestones. And I am going to pop those there, and then a couple more on the big body. I'll just put that down there. So what do we think? I think they're both really pretty. That's all for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, then please think about hitting that subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And leave me a comment. I'd love to know what you think. Thanks for watching, and see you again next week. Bye for now.